I fucking love some GBC. I really
tell
do.
the world what GBC is if they don't know.
Some green bean casserole, dog. If you're not mucking some green bean casserole, you're a fucking idiot because it's the best side at Thanksgiving. All right.
Fucking Jack's a fucking idiot. All right.
Jack's an idiot. Jumps into it. Episode 46. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, baby.
It is Thanksgiving week. We have a shit ton to talk about today. We'll talk a little bit of Thanksgiving. We'll do some OSU Michigan preview. The World Cup's going on. We're going to do a little word association with each team from Detroit and from Chicago today, too. So a lot on the docket. Bob in Detroit, Jack down the road in Detroit, finally moved into his new apartment and has Wi-Fi. And Mike in Chicago, of course, coming to the Detroit, Saginaw area very soon. We'll see him on Thanksgiving. The Fair Enough podcast will be together again. It's kind of unprecedented, basically 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, hey, I gotta show you something.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna wait till Friday, but look what I got you, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. That's sick.
I was like, dude, fuck it. I was like, I saw it, and I mean, I bought a hat for the one band, but I was like, dude, I love to buy merch from anywhere I go, especially when it's smaller venues. So I love buying merch, and I was like, you know, I like these guys, but I was like, this is right up Bob's alley. I don't know. I'm always thinking about buying shit for people, so I was like, I got to show this guy on the pod.
That's sick. Thank you so much. So if you don't know who State Champs is like a pop punk band that Mike went and saw this past weekend. And I never, like, they came to Detroit, but they came at a couple bad times during the summer. One was during freaking, what's it called? Faster Horses. So I didn't get to see him. So that's huge. Because I was literally looking at merch on their website a couple days ago, and they don't have their tour shit because they never have their tour shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Until after
which I think is, yeah, which I think is such bullshit, but I totally understand. It's like it'd be sold out before fucking the people that actually go to the concert get a chance at it. So. But,
yeah, they'd just be showing up to the concert with nothing.
Yeah, they'd be with extra smalls and extra larges, and that's it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do first? Do you guys want to do sports first, or do you want to do Thanksgiving first?
Let's talk about Thanksgiving, and then we'll get into sports, kind of let it all flow together. But let's talk Thanksgiving. Okay. I mean, this is Thanksgiving episode, so let's get this out the way.
Okay. So a question that I had for you guys that I saw was posed, I don't know, I can't remember if it was Twitter or the radio or something, but before we get into what we're eating, when do you think is the right time to eat? I thought there was only one answer, but people are like throwing out other answers. When is the ideal time to eat on Thanksgiving Day?
I would say anytime. So the early game goes off at what, 11? 12 o'clock Eastern, right?
11 noon Eastern. 12:30 is always
I would say about halftime of the second game.
Wow.
So like between like fucking 3:30 and 4 roughly. That's what I would say personally. But that's how I think that's how our family did it my whole life. Really, we always it was like middle of the day, and that's what I'm so accustomed to. But I honestly think a little earlier might be okay too. But I think in that general range, Central Time, between 3 and 4, depending on what's going on. I think once people start getting there, you start eating.
Yes, I agree. Once people start getting there, you start eating.
What do you think here, Bob? Is that a good time for you?
No, I'd like to be eating at 12 noon.
Oh no!
Start eating.
What the fuck?
Start eating at noon and then lead. Like I want to be eating while the game is going on.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, this all depends on what your family does. Because it's like my family doesn't like the Thanksgiving doesn't start till 2. You know what I mean? People don't start getting to the party around 2, so
yeah, we
can't eat at noon. I get it though. If you guys start early as fuck, then yeah, I'm eating early. I agree. Like I said,
I'm not saying I'm not saying how it happens. I'm saying how you would want it to happen if it could happen this way. Like, if it could happen this way, I want that shit to happen at noon, so I'm eating throughout the football games. Because I'm not just going to have one plate. Like, I'm going to have one plate now, one plate a couple hours from now, dessert.
Okay, that was my question. What do you eat for dinner if you have dinner at noon o'clock?
Yeah, you eat the same shit. You eat the same shit. If you're not eating Thanksgiving for 3 days, you're fucking up.
All right, that's fair.
I mean, I don't. Okay, I don't disagree. I still think that between the first two games are ideal for me. Somewhere between the end of the first game and the halftime of the second game is my window. Whether that's at 3 or if that's at 3:30, whatever. But that's my window because I like to probably like. I like so what my ideal thing is if I don't even stay home for Thanksgiving anymore, so all this shit is kind of out the window. But if I were to, this is ideal because usually I'm driving in the morning at this point. But
right,
I want to spend the fucking first couple hours of the day getting ready, watching the fucking noon kickoff, chilling with my dad, maybe have breakfast with them, this, that, and the other thing, and then get all ready, be on my way to the family party from my mom's side, and that's ideal for me. And then we eat like right when we get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's my ideal window. And then you have a little bit of dessert, and you come back here and there towards the nightcap.
You walk in, grab a plate, and sit your ass down for like 6 hours, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
You find a spot. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's the best way to do it. Yeah, and then at 8 o'clock you start getting blackout.
Yeah. Always. You got to be blackout. If you're not blackout, might as well leave.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, if you're not hurting on Friday, well, brings us to another question is it, I know, like, now it's not really worth it. It's not worth it for people our age, I don't think, to go out on Wednesday. Would you agree?
I don't think it's not worth it for people our age if there's the right spot. But in our case, especially like your case, like going to where it's cool back home for you, to me, that's not worth it.
No, it's really not. I don't think a lot of people are going to be out that are our age, though, Like, I think it's a lot of people that are, like, Jack just turned 21, so there's all of his friends, everybody he knows is going to be at the bar. For sure.
No,
that's how it is for like the first 3 years, at least.
No, I agree with that 100%. But I still think I think there's opportunity for people that are a little older to still make something happen, but not on that level where it's like I'm still down on Wednesday before Thanksgiving to go out and get fucked up, have a good time.
For sure.
But I'm not trying to be at the party where the 21-year-olds are. You know what I mean?
No, that's the hard part. That's exactly the hard part. I guess that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah,
that's 100% valid. And it's a weird, sorry to cut you off, Mike. I think it's a weird transition for people, specifically your guys' age, because now the bar I plan on going to tomorrow night was your guys' bar, Right. So ideally, you'd have all your buddies go there. But now all of my asshole friends are going to be there too, which sucks. And I agree with it, If I could kick out the majority of them, I absolutely would. So
I think that too, like, especially for Saginaw, is that there was such like a, like, hey, for the longest time, Len and Jerry's was like the go-to, right? Like for as long as I've been there, the people that were there before me, that, like Nick and Victoria, like the older kids, those guys, like that was the thing where it's like, for me, like when I turned 21 and around here, it wasn't like that. It was like you had your group of like 8 to 10 people and you went and found a bar, whether it was like Bourbon or a couple places around here. And it wasn't as like you knew every single person in the bar. Like in Saginaw, you guys know every single, you either know a sister, brother, parent. Yeah, exactly.
Every
you either know a sister, brother,
the last
parent.
name of every person.
Exactly. Which that I feel like that's why it's a little bit different there, where you should like, you got to split up the age groups at that point. You know what I mean? Right. But like for me, I don't think it's as bad because you're not going to that place where you know every single person. If I were to do Blackout Wednesday in Illinois, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay, here's a question now. This is for you guys. What about like obviously you don't want to go to the same bar over and over again, and you feel like you're aging out or whatever, but what if everybody just went? Wouldn't you want to be a part of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if all of your buddies plan on going somewhere, but you don't want to participate in Blackout Wednesday? Don't you feel obligated to show up or not?
Yes, I have too much FOMO to not be there, for sure.
Okay, so we're on the same page then.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would have to be there.
That circles back to the fact, though, it's like you just wish that there's an alternative to the 21-year-old joint. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if there's not, absolutely. It is what it is. You got to go and bite the bullet. Like, I mean, you can't be the only dickhole not fucking out. But
yes, I have a feeling if Mike is in town tomorrow, Mike and I will be wherever you're at. I have a strong inkling that will happen.
And I would be stoked for that. Yeah. I would be absolutely stoked.
Are you going to
You're going to Retros and Woodies.
Yeah, I could not.
Yeah, we're either going to downtown Sag or we're going to downtown Bay City. I don't know.
That's such
I
a
just don't want to go to Bay City because you're gonna get you're stranded. What are you gonna do?
You gotta have someone drinking and driving. Yeah, that's the only problem where you're at, man. You got that shit's not worth it. We had this conversation.
It's not worth the hype. We did,
dude. And tomorrow night is the night that everybody is just an asshole on the road. Like, you're either going to get pulled over or you're going to get hit.
Fuck so, yeah,
that's a valid stance. Like, we are not going to Bay City. We're definitely staying in Saginaw.
There you go.
Made an executive decision.
Yep.
Okay, Wednesday night. Yeah, it's Wednesday night overall. I think it just kind of depends on your town.
Yeah. No, yeah,
depends on your town.
100%. Definitely depends on your town.
Well, yeah, and we live in one of those towns that you leave, or that's where we're from. We're from a town that you leave.
We have a unique mix because we live in a town where, yes, a lot of people do leave. It's a small town, but at the same time, it's huge. But for whatever reason, everybody from, the public high school and the Catholic high school, everybody knows each other. So, and if you didn't know each other, you went to SVSU and you knew each other, or I feel like to Delta and knew each other. So
I don't feel like everyone leaves that town, Jack. I think I disagree with this. I think everyone leaves for college and maybe a few years, and then they all come fucking running back. At least what I've known. Like a lot of people.
I'd say people are leaving at like a 65% clip.
I think since I've like the 7 years that I've been involved in Saginaw at all, I feel like at first nobody left. And now a lot of people are leaving, but I don't think that maybe 65% tick, and that's high, I think, but I'll give you that.
Shout out to Sag Nasty.
Massive shout out.
Shout out to Miguel and everybody at Retro Rocks. we'll see that guy in years. Favorite foods.
Snip this in the butt right now, Bob.
Okay.
I don't care about your favorite foods.
Okay.
What's your go-to meat on Thanksgiving? Actually, all holidays, but what's your go-to meat on Thanksgiving?
Dark meat turkey.
Damn.
Our father makes ham, though. He just makes it. It doesn't matter. It could be you don't care if it's Jesus' birthday, my birthday, your mom's birthday. We're eating ham. That's what he does. So I think we're eating ham this weekend. I have no idea. We'll see.
I'm a ham guy. But I've never been a turkey guy.
No?
Nah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like nobody knows how to make it, dude. It's like maybe if you get a good ham or a good turkey, all right, you got a good turkey. That's nice. It's so hard to fuck up a ham, bro. But it's so easy to fuck up a turkey, bro. It's so easy to fuck up a turkey. People just throw it in the oven.
There's a fine line between a dry turkey and a wet turkey. There definitely is compared to a ham.
Yeah, and I mean, a dry turkey is just, it's like eating fucking drywall, dude. Like,
yeah. That's why gravy is king.
All right, I'll give
you gravy on the turkey?
I usually don't even go for the turkey, but I do gravy on the turkey when I have turkey on the plate, yes.
Okay, I was going to say, that'll fix all your problems.
Fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill. Yeah. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Go.
Oh my God, this is so
You
hard.
gotta marry the whole bird, let me tell you what. You don't just get to pick the dark meat. This ain't Atlanta.
fuck is definitely going to be stuffing, marry mashed potatoes, and kill the bird.
Wow, I'm proud of you. Fuck yeah. I mean, I flip flop turkey or stuffing and mashed potatoes because I think a good stuffing. I mean, if you're doing like stovetop stuffing, like the box shit, all right, you could fuck that. But if you get a good stuffing,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm marrying the fuck out of a good stuffing, and then I'm
homemade. I want somebody in the kitchen crumbling the breadcrumbs.
Oh
themselves.
yeah. I agree 100%. I want your fucking hands to be dirty. Yeah.
What about you, Jack?
I would have to kill the turkey. I think I'm gonna kill turkey. I'm gonna marry mashed potatoes because there's never a moment that they're not bad. And I'm going to fuck the hell out of some stuffing.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's fair. I'm just glad that I'm just so sick of people. The turkey is not that good. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm glad you hold this stance because I'm the same way. I can take it or leave it.
I'm all about, like, deli turkey. Like, I'm not mad about, like, thinly sliced deli turkey.
Oh,
but you give me fresh off the fucking bone, dry ass fucking turkey.
Yeah, you're here for it, eh?
No, I'm all about the sides on fucking Thanksgiving, unless you got a good ham, which usually is a good ham.
I love that. But dude, when somebody's handing out turkey meat and they're like, white or dark, it feels like you're choosing between two bad options every time. You're like,
I'm abstinent. I don't need any.
Enjoy it either way.
I'm abstinent. See, I'm so like, I always just say both. Just because I'm like, okay, I want to leave some dark meat for other people because I know everybody's after that. So give me both. I'm smothering the white meat and gravy anyway, so it's not gonna matter.
And I'll do turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes all in one bite. If I have some corn somewhere in the fucking back too, I throw that in there. I'm a big mix up my shit on Thanksgiving type of guy.
You have to make a famous bowl. You have to make your own famous bowl.
Exactly.
On Thanksgiving, you have to.
Yeah, agreed. But whoever is handing out the turkey has way too much authority. Like the person asking the white or dark meat question has way too much power in their hands because now, and Bob, you're a smart man. Turkey? You don't have that member of your family that's like standing next to the turkey with the big fork.
Yeah, he's talking about our mother.
We usually fucking have it. My mother or aunt will carve it up, put it on a platter, and then we just fucking first come, first serve.
This bitch is a la carte.
Or usually it'll be like, oh, grandpa gets the fucking at least one turkey leg type of thing. But then after that, it's fucking get in there or fucking don't get in there, you know?
Yeah, that's valid.
Maybe one pant leg in, one pant leg out on that shit.
No,
you gotta be fucking both pant legs in or else you're getting fucking white meat only.
That is a tough look. I think we just solved, so Thanksgiving is a sides holiday. It's not a main course holiday.
I think so.
I think so too.
And
because there's just too many. Low key, maybe my favorite. I think it is my favorite side.
GBC?
Savannah actually asked me the other day. It's GBC. It's GBC, dude. I fucking love some GBC. I really
tell the world what GBC is if they don't know.
Some green bean casserole, dog. If you're not mucking some green bean casserole, you're a fucking idiot because it's the best side at Thanksgiving. Especially when you get the little onion strings on there.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's something like that? See, this isn't traditional, but like my cousin, she makes this like corn casserole. And it's kind of like the same concept, but with corn instead of it's fucking so. I love shit like that, man.
Dude, I saw a commercial yesterday absolutely shafting GBC, and I couldn't believe it. Like they, in the commercial, called it Thanksgiving's worst side. And I was baffled because I'm also a big fan of the old GBC.
Who is this company that is putting out the slander? I will sell everything of theirs that I own.
I will have to look it up, but I remember seeing
it. If it's Buick, I'll sell the car. That's fucked.
That's funny.
Why would you come out with a campaign like that? Especially with it's not like circus peanuts where everybody's like, oh yeah, definitely fuck those. Like GBC has a cult following, I think.
I was gonna say it has to have some followers. Maybe they were trying to do one of those things where they just get a rise out of everybody.
Maybe. It worked. We're talking about it right now. So
we sure are.
Look at us with egg on our face.
It's kind of too. It's just like I think green beans in general are pretty boring, but once you dial them up a little bit, they're so good. But people sleep and just do raw, like they just cook them and they don't. You got to put a little bit of seasoning on them, a little bit of butter, some shit like that, and it's like, oh, when you put it all together, it's nice like that.
GBC too, with what you said, good mixer. Like just put it on the plate, kind of mixes well with everything.
Kind of one of those exactly. Two. Yeah. What I don't think I've ever had cranberry sauce or like cranberry in my entire life, and I refuse to. I'm almost 30 years old, and I'm gonna stay strong on that. Yeah. Smoking and fucking cranberry sauce never happened.
You ain't doing either of them. No. You sure as hell ain't doing them both on the same day. You won't find Mike on Thanksgiving Day ripping an American Spirit and then wolfing down some cranberry sauce.
Like, I don't understand the cranberry sauce, dude. I think that's the gross. I'm not a big sweet and savory type of guy, but that is fucking nasty. Just looks gross.
I can't say that I've ever tried like a good bite. I've tried to taste it.
Yeah.
Cran grape. I don't know if you've ever had some cran grape juice. I'm all on that.
Yeah. Oh, all about that. 100%. I agree.
But straight
up, you guys ever had
cran the can?
Little apple cran, even. Little apple cran is good.
Have you guys ever drank just like cranberry juice in the morning?
Yeah.
No.
Just it makes you.
I like cranberry
it makes
juice.
You feel like Jesus. I shit you not.
It's like super. There's like antioxidants in it or whatever.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be super good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like cranberry juice.
Mother Nature's cocaine, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I guess cocaine is Mother Nature's cocaine, but
see, for the GBC slander commercial, cranberry sauce would have been a way more popular, hated item. I feel.
Yeah. It must be big cranberry sauce talking shit on GBC. That's
it probably
what it is,
dude. It's fucking Ocean Spray. Trying to get people off GVC, and they're pushing everybody with the cran.
Listen, Ocean Spray. If you're gonna put cranberry in a can, at least make it a smooth can. I'm sick of seeing ridges on my fucking cranberry. It's disgusting. It's fucking not good, bro.
Yeah, I don't care for that either. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of the hate.
I'm gonna wrap up Thanksgiving dinner right here by saying the unsung hero of any Thanksgiving dinner is any type of dinner roll. It's the unsung hero. You have 10 of them. You eat them with every fucking other bite. I mean, I'm a big fan of bread. And I think it's the best part of Thanksgiving, to be honest with you.
So, 100% necessary.
Yeah.
100% necessary. I'm trying to have at least 3 rolls with my plate. And dude, I like just a classic King's Hawaiian butter.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't think you need to bake the ones in the oven. Like, you don't need croissants or anything like that.
I like croissants too, but yeah,
I like the croissants too, but I want I want to be able to just kind of cut it open like a sandwich almost. That way I could pop some turkey in there.
Yeah. I agree. Or just butter her up. I mean, anyway, I actually, this might be bougie, I didn't grow up in a rich home, but I like a little bit of variety in my bread. You can have croissants and fucking normal King's Hawaiian, and if you got 2 or 3 types of rolls,
I agree.
You're at a fancy fucking dinner right there.
I like that.
Yeah,
I think I didn't realize how creative and messy the Thanksgiving dinner can be until you're talking about it, and you just want.
Yeah.
You could basically throw it all in like a 5-gallon bucket and stir it around, and I'd probably eat it out of it. Yeah. It's all the same shit because you want to mix it all anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time. I think it's more sides than it is turkey though. So
for sure, I was going to go into some some history of Thanksgiving. Okay. But it's pretty fucking dark.
I was gonna say, man, I think we kind of stay away.
It's pretty negative. Yeah, it's pretty negative. There was they invited, their the English and the Native Americans here basically sat down and ate together, blah, blah, blah. It was, I guess, a 3-day feast, but Then they kind of joined up because France came over and we fucked them up, and we joined the English and the Native Americans joined forces. Then some shit got ugly between the chief and the mayor, and it sounds like a lot of bad news that maybe South Park is better at telling than we are. So we'll leave that up to them.
I mean, I also let's just leave the past in the past and let's celebrate it, whether it's for the right reasons or the wrong reasons. Let's make it the right reasons, you know?
Let's eat some good food, and watch some bad football, and get hammered. It's the American way.
Do you guys ever think it's weird that we still just like celebrate this every year?
No.
No, I think Columbus Day is weirder.
Well, they're kind of trying to do away with that.
That out.
I do think, though, conceptually, Thanksgiving it's kind of like Christmas at this point, where it's like, it's not what it was. It's not, to me at least, this isn't what it was meant to be. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like now everyone knows the truth. It's like, that doesn't stray away from the fact that this is a good day. You know, it's a good day where you it doesn't have to be about religion or even like the politics of how that all worked out. It's just a day where your family comes and you guys are all thankful for each other and shit like that. It's a positive day. It's like saying that you can't like Michael Jackson's music because he potentially and probably touched little kids. You know what I'm saying? Or R. Kelly. You could still have fun with the good parts of it and enjoy, you know, what it is outside of the bad part. You know what I mean?
Right. So, for some reason, Bob, when you said Columbus Day, it reminded me. Aaron and I just watched the new Jim Gaffigan special, and he was talking about Martin Luther, like the guy who started Lutheranism.
You were saying that.
And he was like, I am for sure going to be the most well-known Martin Luther. You could say, I am the king of Martin Luther.
What a cuck job MLK did on that guy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm probably going to have my own holiday.
The ultimate cuck job.
That's hilarious.
It's a Martin Luther. Yeah, so sit down at your Thanksgiving table this weekend and, you know, bang some Ignition Remix or Thriller and get drunk and have a good time.
Yeah, give thanks with the family, you know? That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's do some sports. Before we get into sports, the Fair Enough Podcast, episode 46, all the way from Detroit to Chicago, is brought to you by Rogue Creative. Shout out to John and the Rogue Creative team. Hopefully they have a fantastic Thanksgiving, but what will make their Q4 and their Q1 2023 even better is if you give them a call. So if you are in need of marketing for your small business or graphic design for your small business, Rogue Creative's got you. So especially if you are a gym owner at this time and you're looking to get people back in your gym, they're doing something called database reactivation, which is basically just a fancy way of saying, hey, we're going to get people into your gym, whether it's an Anytime Fitness or a Powerhouse, one of those franchise gyms. Rogue Creative can help you guys get your customers back in the door, steal them from the bigger brands like Planet Fitness and those places. So give Rogue Creative a call. That's roguecreative.org. You can find them there. Or you can find them on Instagram at roguecreative_. I would say if you're even remotely interested, go give them a follow on Instagram. You can even shoot John and the team a DM that way on Instagram. That's roguecreative_. Or if you want to find their website, roguecreative.org. Let's do this word association, because I know that you're worried about it.
I'm not worried about it. I just need you to explain it a little bit better.
Okay. So
don't give examples. Just tell me what you
I'm not.
think. All right, good. As I said.
Yeah. So, I mean, what would be a good example?
Don't give example. I'm not. What would be a good example?
I would give it. Well, I'm giving it an example for like the Eagles or like somebody else.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Or like
Thanksgiving.
You know, the Cowboys would be like Tony Pollard. Like we just need to keep feeding this guy like Zeke's dead and then move on. Like nothing elaborate here. We're just looking for basically a snippet or an idea into the window of the team and where they're at right now. Understand?
Sure.
So you can ask me, throw your first team at me. We'll go Wings, Pistons, Lions. You can do any of those three we'll leave baseball out since they're not playing right now.
Have you thought about this or no? I mean, all right, fucking the Red Wings.
The Red Wings?
Yeah.
I don't want to say the P word, but we're all thinking it. I won't say the P word.
I mean,
I'll say the problem with the Wings right now is the Atlantic Division, because the Wings are a good team.
Oh, the fuck on. Are we giving a synopsis of what you think? Or a word association? No,
word association is Atlantic Division. The problem is the Wings are in the Atlantic Division.
Okay.
We're in most other divisions in hockey. We're doing really well. But we have the fucking Bruins, who haven't lost a game since the season started. And then we have both Florida teams who are getting hot. Like, it's a bloodbath. Other word I would say is young.
You could have said
the young
playoffs.
Guys are fucking stepping up. I can't say playoffs. I can't do that. I can't do that to the good listeners of the Fair Enough podcast.
If you would have said playoffs, I would have went, playoffs? I would have fucking got after it.
I couldn't say it, dude. It's not worth it yet.
Yeah, you don't want to jump
the gun. But the boys are on a roll. They're winning games that last year they weren't winning. They're winning the tight games, which is a huge step in the right direction. And they're above 500. So that's my word association would be Atlantic Division. It's going to be a fucking gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
let's
go.
Okay.
You want Hawks right now, or you want me to switch it up?
You can go Blackhawks. That's fine.
Let's go Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Let's see. Let's see. For the Blackhawks, one word I got. I'm going to do two words like you.
Okay.
Too good. Playing too well right now. Yeah, no, but not in a good way like playoffs. Mm-hmm. They're playing way too well when we have generational first overall pick in the waiting.
Yeah.
Stop winning games. Get rid of Kane and Taves. I mean, actually, if you're going to keep them, but fucking sell the fuck out for this guy and go get fucking Bedard or whatever his name is. What's his first name?
Connor Bedard, yep.
Connor. I was going to say Eric, but that was a pitcher I used to pitch for the Orioles and the fucking Mariners back in the 2000s. I was like, that's not
like,
it.
Dude, Dave, the other day on the rundown, he goes, Josh Fields, trying to talk about Justin Fields, and he goes, shout out to Josh, or somebody else on the podcast goes, shout out to Josh Fields, the third baseman for the White Sox in like 2007 or some shit like that.
Yeah, but we're playing we've kind of hit a little bit of a wall, which I enjoy.
Yeah,
but they started off way too well. They were like 5-5-2, where it's like, dude, cut the shit. Dumpster dive and let's have a chance at this guy. Like, we got to be bottom 3. We have to be bottom 3, or else this whole season was a goddamn waste. I mean, I don't hate what they're doing as a whole, as an organization, but it's like, come the fuck on. Like,
yeah,
you actually have a chance to be the worst team in the league this year. I mean, before the season started, you literally didn't know more than 5 guys that were going to be in the starting roster, and it was like Kane, Taves, Max Domi, Anthony Sayu, and like Connor Murphy. Everything else was like, who the fuck's gonna play? And now all of a sudden it's like they're hovering around 500, 20 games in. Cut the shit, start losing games.
I was looking at the Central Division today too, and they're kind of like the Atlantic, where it's like there's
really good.
Yeah, there's like 7 of the 10 teams are all in it, and then it's like the Blackhawks and somebody else that are under around 500, and like, you guys have a good excuse to lose a bunch of games because you're in a really good division. And
I do think I do think eventually we'll hit that like fucking 10-game losing streak, but it's like you hate to see your team actively tank, but we have so many draft picks coming up in the next couple of years, and if we get rid of Kane for hopefully a first, depending on who's desperate enough at the deadline, we got enough. Like, dude, we'll have like fucking 4 firsts in the fucking next 2 years. So it's like, come on, man. Like, let's do this. But too good is my words, and I hate that.
Yep.
Because they're not good. Yeah. Hockey is crazy, though. I mean, I don't want to get into a bunch of NHL shit, but the NHL is just way too good. everybody is just beating everybody except the Bruins and the Devils. They're on another level right now, but everyone can beat everybody, and it's insane. I don't know who the fuck's going to be the contenders. No joke.
The parity in hocky right now is unbelievable. It's going to be fun.
Honestly, it's crazy. Like, I mean, you got
February,
like Tampa Bay.
April is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's going to be nuts. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that when that comes around. All right, well, we'll just go with the fucking Stones because it can't be a very good word.
The word for the Stones is Wembanyama. We need a tank for that asshole, dude.
Yeah,
like, we are. Fair. Our team is so bad right now with Cade. Okay, so Cade might be done for the year, too. People aren't really talking about that.
Wasn't it like a shin injury, you said? Dude's got shin splints and he's out for the year?
They're talking. I've seen all kinds of things. Like, should he be shut down? Like, what should we do with this guy? Because he's going to be out for a bunch of weeks, months. And, I mean, like, we're already 3-15, 3-16. So where are we going to go without our best player? And like Jaden Ivey is going to get more floor time now. I'm not that he wasn't getting a lot of floor time, but now he's going to get even more. God, like hopefully he doesn't fucking get injured, but the experience can't hurt him. Jalen Duren too, our other draft pick. So those guys can just have an okay year and keep developing and move in the right direction. Like, let's just fucking tank for Wembanyama, dude. That kid is just like Connor Bedard, supposed to be this generational player, and if anybody's seen any clips of him, he looks like KD out there. Like, he's just smooth. He's way too tall to be as smooth as he is.
Yeah,
he's what everybody wanted Chet Holmgren to be, and he wasn't that fast or that smooth.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I do think that kid will get babied a lot in the beginning of his career, especially if he wants to get into the post ever.
For sure,
but I think his pull-up game, his handles, and his actual shooting ability are going to be a problem for any 4 or 5 in the league. I mean,
it's unguardable.
Yeah, unless you got like a guy like KD guarding him, which honestly, at that point, like that's who you got to. Yeah, it's like AD, KD, guys like that who are tall but pretty fucking athletic as well.
Athletic, yeah.
But any five in the league isn't guarding that guy. Maybe DeAndre Ayton, and I think he's a fraud. So it's like, I don't know.
So it's Wembanyama. I mean, they're going to have to – Dwayne Casey needs to be fired. Our defense is atrocious. Like, that's why we're off to this 3-16 start. We can't guard anybody. We also can't shoot the three, which violently needs to be addressed in free agency. Adding Bogdanovich was huge. He's, I think, kind of been our saving grace from three. So we need to add another guy like that. But, I mean, Troy Weaver, our GM, has done a great job putting this team together. It's just a matter of time before things start clicking. I didn't expect us to be this bad. So if we're going to be this bad, let's fucking go out and get the best player available.
No shit. Right? I agree. 100%.
Just like your Hawk story.
Yeah. It's like, just be bad. Simple.
Let's go Bears.
Free agency. Simple as that. We're going to have $1 billion to spend in the offseason. Spend it right. And get what you need. I mean, obviously drafting is going to be crucial. We have some good draft picks and shit. Buy people. Stop trying to develop everything. You cannot develop everything in the NFL. It just is not a thing. You have to have somebody who is a guy, a playmaker. There's not many Jamar Chases in the world that can just come in and fucking ball like that. You know what I mean? Especially in the receivers category, you need a dog. You need to go buy a dog. I'm sorry. Like, Odell Beckham in a Bears jersey would make my fucking dick hard. You know what I'm saying? Fuck yeah, dude. That kid is a dog. I don't care if he hasn't played or he's not been as good as he was with the Giants, but like, that guy opens up things. He's a good route runner, and I mean, he might be a shitty locker room guy. I'm not sure, but like something like that, like, dude, like, go buy something.
But you put him on his own team where he's the guy. Like in LA, he wasn't the guy.
No, and he
Chicago, he's the guy.
He embraced the LA thing though. Like, with
he did.
Cleveland,
he absolutely did.
Cleveland was that was just bad. But he embraced the fucking LA thing, and he would have been the Super Bowl MVP if he didn't get hurt. True. And that, I stand on that. So, like,
Dude was
I'm
balling.
not saying Odell, but I think like you got to go buy weapons. Go buy a fucking lineman. Draft who's that fucking? Isn't the Michigan kid like supposed to be like the number one fucking pick in the draft? The O lineman, or they have like one of the top O linemen in the league or in the country.
We have the best O line in the country. Like they won that award last year. They're gonna win it again this year. Our center is our best player.
Yeah, the center.
He's gonna win the Remington Award.
And don't they say he's going to be like one of the first O linemen off the board, like something like that, where it's like if you can buy weapons, you can draft fucking O linemen. And I think that's one of those positions where you could draft because dudes that are dogs on the O line are just dogs on the O line, like your boy Penei Sewell. It's like you either got it or you don't. You know
it when you see it for sure. Yeah. And the nice part about centers too is that you can get them late first, early second. Yeah. You can pick up the best center. Like they don't go soon. Like they don't go fast enough. Like Frank Ragnow. Mm-hmm. We waited 10 years to get that guy.
Yeah. But that's my thing is that, I mean, the draft, whatever. They're going to do what they do. They're probably going to draft another fucking running back because I guarantee that somewhere along the line they're going to assume that Montgomery's going to go and fucking just buy. We have way too much money to not buy weapons on the outside and fucking defense up the middle. That's all I got to say. That's my take on that.
Love it. Love the Bears analysis. So it's Lions last for me.
Sure. The Detroit Lions.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid?
That's what's going on with the Lions right now. Everybody's drinking the Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, and we are drinking a lot of it. And this week, if the Lions win this week, it would be the first time that we've won 4 games in November since 1962. So, like, a lot riding on this week. Everybody is back on and this is how Lions season go, where we are all the way up for game 1. Then game 4 comes around. We are firing everybody, and we hate this team more than anything on the planet. And then game 8 or 9 comes around, and we're like, oh, shit, it's Thanksgiving. We might be back in this thing, or we're dead by now. We're either dead or might be back in it. There is no, like, we're riding high. There's never been that.
Yeah.
But we're in the whole city is in the, we're teetering on the brink of maybe being a good football team or an okay football team because our defense is slowly figuring it out. And then we get Jamison Williams back, and then we get a few other guys on defense back, like our DNs, Okwara and Zach Pascal, or Josh Pascal. So it's the blue Kool-Aid, man. Like everybody's fucking drinking it here. You listen to the radio for 5 minutes, all you're hearing is positivity about the Lions. So it's a dangerous time. That's what I would say it is. It's a perfect spot for a letdown. And if they lose this weekend, not really a letdown, but they got some games coming up.
The Bills.
Yeah. And we got some games coming up where we have the easiest schedule in football, arguably. It might be a fact. I don't know. You'd have to look at the numbers, but the back half of our schedule is just so bad. So we should get some wins. Will it be enough to just barely miss the playoffs and then we all hate ourselves? Probably. That's kind of what I'm predicting right now. So that's my Lions, the Kool-Aid.
Hey, you'd rather be drinking it. You'd rather be drinking than fucking pouring it out, you know?
You would, and it'll be a good Thanksgiving day. You know, it's a game that we'll hopefully compete in, even with Josh Allen on the other sideline.
The Bulls. I'm also going to do a player for the Bulls, and I'm going to say Lonzo Ball. So Lonzo Ball. Our defense is bad, man. Our defense is really bad. And they have
Is this a coaching issue or is this a player issue?
I think this is I don't know if it's a coaching issue because I think Billy Donovan is a good coach. I like Billy Donovan.
Yeah,
but
I think so too.
If you look at our you look at our starting 5, it's not. Our second group is all defense. Our first group is all offense. Zach LaVine, okay, guy plays no defense, gets fucking absolutely babied. Fucking Vucevic gets fucking babied.
Cooked.
He gets cooked down low. DeMar DeRozan, he tries, but I mean he's a fucking two guard. He doesn't play that great defense either. Then you got Ayo DeSumo and fucking Pat Williams. Pat Williams is the worst draft pick the fucking Bulls have made in a long time. They took him 3 overall a couple years ago. He's only like 20 years old, but sometimes you got to have this shit figured out soon. But Lonzo Ball facilitates games, and that's what we need. We can't have fucking this ISO bullshit. That's what DeMar and fucking Levine do.
Yep.
Need a guy that can set shit up. And then also he plays defense well. And I think that obviously that just kind of makes the rest of the team go. And then, because in our second group, we got Drummond, Caruso, some guys that sell out for defense.
Just old heads that been in the league long enough to know, okay, this is what we got to do.
Yeah. And you love that. And then a guy like Ayo, who he's a second-year guy, played for Illinois, he would be a great backup point guard right now. He's just not there yet in terms of everything, decision-making and shit like that. But he's good, and I think he has a lot of promise, but he's getting thrown into an offense, and you know, he has to D up top dogs, so it's like
if he could get there, dude, that kid's so long and athletic, he would just he'd be unstoppable if he could put it all.
I think he's going to, honestly. I mean, he's young too. Our team is weirdly young and old. Like, we got Goran Dragic, Caruso, Drummond, Vucevic, you know, and then you got guys like Ayo, Pat Williams, who's our fucking, I don't know. We got Javonte Green, who just is an athletic freak, but I don't know. Lonzo needs to come back, or this team's going to live in mediocrity, and we might not. Right now, the odds for the Bulls to not make the playoffs are minus. Like, it's like minus almost 175 for the Bulls not to make the playoffs. And which, going into the season, I thought we were at least locking up a fucking like a 9 seed or whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that. The wild card seed.
Yeah, like they'll probably play in, like they'll probably make it to the play-in tournament and then lose the 1-game playoff or whatever. You know?
Right.
But
well, that's a good wrap. I mean, I think we need to do that. We'll do that again after New Year's. We'll go a little recap. Yeah. Fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill right now the Chicago teams that we just talked about.
I'm marrying the Bulls. I mean, I'm marrying the Bears because I'm all in on Justin Fields.
Okay.
I'm fucking the Blackhawks because I love the Blackhawks, and I'm killing the Bulls. I'm killing the Bulls just because they, you know, since Jordan, it's like nothing's happened, but they've had so many like promising things, and then obviously the D-Rose injury. But I mean, for those three, I'm marrying the Bears because I think that's long term. I think Justin Fields is the guy, and then like I said, I'm just a big Hawks fan. I love the Blackhawks, so.
Okay.
But also, I can talk a lot of shit about the Blackhawks. That's why I just fucking leave them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about. So I'm gonna go. Fuck the Lions because I feel the same way. Like, the Lions could leave me by Thursday. I don't know how long this relationship's gonna last, so I'm just gonna get in and out. I'm marrying the Wings because you just marry Steve Yzerman. That's what you do. He's gonna put you in a good place for the next 20 years. And I'm killing the Stones because I just don't, since 2005, I don't know what direction we're going in. It's been 17 years, and I don't know what way we're going, why we're going this way. We might sign Josh Smith tomorrow. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. So, fuck the Lions, marry the Wings, kill the Stones, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. I get it.
Let's go to...
What else were we talking about?
Let's go to college football real quick. And then we'll do some World Cup to end it. First of all, the playoff picture is we've talked about it the last couple of weeks. It's kind of, but at the same time, it's not coming together. Do you agree?
It's so dumb. Last week fucked everything up.
Tennessee
losing fucked everything up, literally.
By a lot. Like, not even like, they barely didn't squeak out a tight one. They got killed by a team that hasn't looked good all year in South Carolina.
Yeah, 100%. And I fucking, that fucked everything up.
That was one of those games too, where we flipped that game on when I don't know if everybody in America kind of had this feeling, but we flipped that game on because it was on. We didn't flip that game on because we were like, oh, let's watch this one. You know, we flipped that game on because like, oh, this is just a night game. Tennessee's playing. It is what it is. I did not expect them to come out and get fucking murdered, and then we're watching the whole game. You know?
There's so many scenarios, and the only reason why I say that is because the 4 and 5 team right now are very susceptible for a loss. Still, they both got TCU and USC both have hard games. Like, well, not necessarily hard, but very losable games.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, it's just going to be so weird. If both of them lose, fucking saddle up. If one of them lose, it might be a little more like, okay, Michigan will probably get in, or maybe Clemson will backdoor because the committee loves them. Whatever. But if both of them lose a game.
It's very interesting, like you said, because TCU's at home this weekend against Iowa State. They're a 10-point favorite. They are at home, but I mean, they're a 10-point favorite. It's not like they're a 17-point favorite or a 20-point favorite. Like, this is a game that Vegas thinks, okay, there's a shot here.
And they got to go play K-State, who they'll probably be a fucking dog against K-State.
So they beat K-State earlier in the year by 10, and I don't think K-State liked that very much. I don't see that shit going the same way. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, fuck. So it's like 2 games that you're like, and TCU's done nothing but squeak shit out. So it's like, dude, sometimes Ben's shit does break. So I don't know.
That's what it is. That's what we've been waiting for all year. When is TCU gonna stop bending? And they just fucking have it, dude. They just keep. No. Last week with that field goal over Baylor, when they had no timeouts left and they ran the ball, and then set up the kick and got the kickoff, it's like, this could only happen to TCU this year. It could only happen to them.
100%.
They were dead in the water.
The kick. Yeah, it's like, what
and
the fuck?
drain the kick. They drilled it.
I mean, it was like literally, it was pure. It was Justin Tucker.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, the coach was already on the plane. He knew they were fucking making that kick.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to just pan out Ohio State, Michigan, whichever one wins that game, wins the Big Ten, they're in. And I want USC and TCU to win out and just make it simple. Have the fucking, and then, I mean, even if Georgia loses to LSU, you assume they're in, right?
Yes.
I would assume so, at least.
I think that they get in the 4 spot if they lose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think that at that point, their resume
Tennessee helped them
and record, record outbids the SEC champion. I don't think, just because it is the SEC, but I just don't think LSU can backdoor that.
No.
And I hope it's just them 4. Just because it's like, dude, I don't want to see Clemson in. I don't want to see Tennessee in without Hooker. I don't want to see Bama somehow get the fuck in, because you know that they fucking still think they can get in.
I think people still think that they can get in.
Well,
I think
that's what I'm saying. And
you know,
it's like, dude, if the thing is, if they can make an argument, but see, the only way I look at it is that the only way Alabama can get in is if LSU beats Georgia.
But how do you job LSU like that?
No, that's wrong. I said that wrong. I don't think Alabama can get in unless Clemson,
I don't think they can either.
USC. Unless Clemson, USC, and fucking TCU all lose, I don't think Alabama can get in. And and then at that point, you have to throw Tennessee, and I would think they beat Alabama.
What about a 1-loss Michigan or Ohio State team? Like,
well, that's my thing. I think 2 Big Ten teams, but their resumes are so bad. Penn State is okay, but dude, their resumes are so bad. So you 1-1 in games that are okay.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's gonna be it's as wide open as we've seen it, and I can't wait for the playoff expansion to happen. Hopefully that shit happens next year, and then we can get all these.
No, it's 2024. They already announced that. I thought that was the announcement right away. 2024.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, 2024 at the earliest, but that would be next year.
No. They're
saying 2024 season, and then
so 2023,
playoffs.
2024. Yeah. Gotcha. That's what I think. Okay. And though, which is cool though, is that UCLA and USC are leaving.
Yep.
Cincinnati's going to the Big 12, I think, if I'm not mistaken. they're gonna, there's gonna be some shakeups in the Big Ten and stuff. It's gonna be.
But just imagine, dude. Imagine this year if you're an Ohio State or a Michigan sitting at the number 2 spot, and you got to play like a number 7 Bama. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, we don't have to play Bama.
I think when they do the expansion, they have to. I think they gotta weigh the record more than the resume. And I don't know, just because it's like, dude, I know the SEC is the best. I personally think is the best conference, but like,
yes,
a lot of times, especially in like the Big 12, like there's a lot of fucking teams that only lose one game. This year, it's a fucking joke. It's so everyone just beats the fuck out of each other, but like, I don't know. I don't want to see fucking 4 SEC teams in the playoff. I just personally think that's stupid. Because, like, you would imagine that, Ole Miss just blew it the other week, right?
Yeah.
Because they're in the
9
top 10.
2.
Yeah. But so it's like, I mean, right now, if you were to, if there's an expansion, you'd only have 2 SEC teams. Oh, no, you'd have 3 SEC teams in, and that's not including Tennessee.
Right.
If the season were to end right now and the rankings were to be that, I don't know.
And I would assume Tennessee might even squeak in.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, where it's like you would assume, but
then you got a 9-2 Washington team that turned it up this year that could jump in. Like, I don't know.
And then
it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
But we're gonna be having the same fucking arguments when that happens. It's gonna be like, who gets the fucking 7 and 8 seed? It's gonna be the same shit.
It's just gonna be instead of the 5 and 6,
more
we're
teams.
Gonna be talking about the 9 through 15. Who deserves it?
Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be 8 fucking 9-2 teams that are gonna be like, well, what the fuck? Why don't they get in? This and that.
It's gonna be so hard when it's not just like, did they win their conference championship? Let's put them in. It's gonna be so hard when that's not it.
And then at that point, do they give an automatic bid to all 5? Like, okay, like the SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12 champs, do they all get an automatic bid if they get in?
Right. They should.
You would think, right?
Absolutely.
But
yeah, so there's 5 right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully those people are a lot smarter than us that are trying to figure this shit out next year. Speaking of all this, we gotta talk about this game. Ohio State, Michigan. Spread right now is 7.5 in favor of the Buckeyes. The weather appears to be 40 degrees, 60% chance of rain. And I don't know. I think that both teams last week probably played their worst game of the season. Both in very big look-ahead spots. Michigan against who's been good so far this year, Illinois team, and then Ohio State on the road against a stingy Maryland team who Michigan had trouble with earlier this year. When Maryland's clicking, they've been good this year. But my read as far as the game goes is if Ohio State can put the ball in J.J. McCarthy's hands, Michigan's going to lose this game.
Yeah.
If Ohio State can do what they couldn't do last year, which is even just lose 60-40 on the O-line, D-line. Because last year they fucking lost 100% of the snaps and Michigan ran all over them. And it was something that you haven't seen in Ohio State since before probably Jim Tressel. Like Tressel had it, Urban had it. Like Tressel and Urban's run game were second to none. Like they were making sure that their big boys were beating the fuck out of you in the trenches, and then we'll pass too. Like that's a problem. Now it's Ryan Day's kind of, and I know obviously the freshman last week ran for 146 yards, all of it basically in the second half. But if they don't come out and establish the line of scrimmage, Ohio State, I think this game stays close and Michigan could win it.
I don't disagree with that. I was listening to what's his name? Who's the big dude? Big Av or whatever, big Ohio State guy.
Big Av, yep.
And he was saying how because I agree with that, but he was saying how Ohio State's like their best part of their defense is their D-line this year, comparatively to usual, where they have the secondary that's always so good, and actually their secondary isn't as good. So it's like, does Ohio State actually want to do that, or they want to try and fucking have a boxing match at the line and say, hey, you know what, we're actually going to, I don't know. Because
that's what's going to be super interesting.
I mean,
I mean, that's absolutely true. Ohio State's front seven is way better than last year.
Yeah.
Way better.
So it's like,
but their secondary is not as good. If you're asking me if both teams are as good as last year's teams, I'm telling you, no, neither team is as good as last year's team.
No,
Ohio State, sure as hell not as good on offense as they were last year. The defense is a little better. Michigan, sure as hell not as good on offense as they were last year. Defense is a little better.
Well, is Blake Corum playing? Because if he's not playing this game, there's no fucking chance.
Absolutely, I agree. So it's Tuesday, November 22nd at 8 o'clock at night, and as of right now, nobody has any idea what's going on with Blake Corum. We know Donovan Edwards is playing. Last week, he kind of sat out precautionary. Michigan's other big tight end, Schoonmaker, is supposed to be playing, who is JJ's favorite target. So, but if there is, I agree 100%. If there is no Blake Corum, this is not a game.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the line moved if Corum doesn't play, and that's crazy to say.
I think the line's going to move a little bit when Corum gets announced to play.
You think it's going to go to like 7 or 6.5?
Mm-hmm. So I think right now, which is crazy.
So you think that the line right now is saying Corum's not going to play?
I think that they don't know. I don't think people know.
So they're just kind of leaving it a stagnant number, kind of.
That's what I think. But what's interesting is right now 90% of the money is on Michigan plus 7.5. So I think everybody's out there. That. But I don't like it either. That tells me 100% of the time to take the Bucks.
Yeah,
right. I think it tells anybody that.
If I were to bet this game at this point, I would either be taking Ohio State laying the points, or I'm taking fucking Michigan money line. I'm not taking them with the 7.5. That's just dumb.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
You know what I mean? It's like, for one, as a bettor, like the value is bananas to take Michigan money line, and two, this ain't no fucking. This game is a fucking game, bro. Like, this ain't no motherfucking.
This ain't no got it at the mall, Tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real ass Tiger.
Yeah, like this is some shit. So I don't know. I think I would love to see Michigan win this game, to be honest with you. And I think that would be I think there's a better chance of you seeing two Big Ten teams in the playoffs if Michigan wins this game, because they're on Ohio State's nuts, and they'll slip them in if one of those teams lose instead of Michigan, who they'll be, they only beat Penn State. I mean, even though they beat the fuck out of them. I think Michigan loses, Michigan's out, honestly.
I agree.
That's just me.
100% agree. Michigan
Which is bullshit.
Michigan isn't good enough, in my opinion, to be in the playoff at all anyway. Like, they're just not a consistent enough team to be in. I understand, like, if you put Michigan up against TCU, we're probably favorites. If you put Michigan up against USC, I don't know. It could be kind of the same spread as the Ohio State spread because they're kind of similar teams.
I just think it's not really fair to them because it's like, that Illinois game was rough, obviously. But once again, that was a big look-ahead thing, and then you could argue the pass interference that wasn't called. Fuck off. Like, other than that, they've had a pretty good year. I mean, they've had that game, and there was like one other game where they didn't win by like 10 points. I don't even know if it was a Maryland game. Yeah, okay. So you got two games. It's like they're good. It's not their fault that the Big Ten was really not that great this year. No, I think if the Big Ten is the normal Big Ten, you got a Wisconsin team that's not 5-5, and like some other teams. Nebraska doesn't suck dick.
A good Michigan State, a good
Michigan State. Yeah, exactly. Like that makes their resume look so much better. And it's like, it was a down year. Like, what are you supposed to do? They won all the games still. It's like, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
So I don't think Michigan's as bad as you think.
No, I mean what they can do to people with their offensive line. I mean, it's the best offensive line in the country. They're going to win that award again this year.
Yeah.
But so if they can impose their will, they're in business. But I just think for this game, Michigan has a higher floor, but Ohio State has a higher ceiling. Would you agree with that? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
no, I guess. Yeah, I agree.
If Michigan's going to win this game, it's going to be ugly, and we're going to win it by 2 points. If Ohio State's going to win this game, it's probably going to be by 2 touchdowns minimum.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why I think you might as well take Michigan money line if you're going to take them for the points. That's just me.
Yep. Like it's either 42-24 Bucks. I think so too. I think the over is a great play.
Exactly. Yeah, the over. I agree. I think it's the high scoring, not necessarily a shootout, but I think there's going to be a lot of points scored, especially if the weather's good.
Dude, the over low key kind of hits a lot in this game. I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but it's always in that like 50 to 60 range.
Yeah,
where they're scoring.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State just scores a bunch of fucking points. So it's like if Michigan even keeps it remotely close, the over's going. So that might be the play of the day.
They've only been held under 38 one time, I think, and that was the Notre Dame game. No, that's Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio State. Yeah, that makes sense.
So like we're not
opening fucking week.
Yes, and you're not the same team as you were in opening week. So we're not going to hold them to 21 points. Like we're going to have to be Michigan's going to have to be prepared to score some points.
30.
So
yep. You're going to need at least 30. You're going to need at least four touchdowns and a field goal. You're going to need at least 31 to win this game, I think.
For sure. I agree. So last week's effort's not going to cut it for either team. If they both show up like that, either team would lose, but I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see the best game out of both teams. It sounds like the weather's going to be not really a factor. I don't really think if it does rain, it's looking like it's not going to rain long. So we're going to have a clean Big Ten football game in November, one that we haven't seen undefeated in a while. So my official prediction is that Michigan loses by it's like I said earlier, like a 42-24 type of game. That's what I'm thinking.
I can see that. I mean, I can see that. I don't.
I hope it doesn't happen, but that's.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Michigan fucking around and win the game, but I don't see it happening
too. No,
but I think it'd be good for college football if Michigan did, just because fuck Ohio State. It'd be fun
for sure. And I think that, like you said, I think that would leave the door open for both teams to get in. If Michigan loses, they're not getting in. But if Ohio State loses, you got C.J. Stroud, you got all the sex appeal.
And you got the Notre Dame win, that win is actually becoming a factor because all of a sudden they're knocking off teams left and right. Mm-hmm. And it's like they're going to end up with 3 losses, but, like they beat some good teams. So that Michigan, that Ohio or Notre Dame game becomes way more important and shit like that in terms of resume.
Ryan Day teams were built for the Dome, too. When you put these guys on a track inside in these playoff games, like they're gonna play well. They don't have to bang anymore until you're playing Georgia, and then they get shit on because they're gonna have to bang. But you get a TCU or you get a USC, it's a fucking track meet. Ohio State can win those.
I might be, if USC and Ohio State have to play in the playoff, which I don't think they will at this point, because I would imagine if all 4 of them get in.
TCU would be the 3.
Actually, unless TCU
USC could flip them.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, they could.
They could jump them.
I might be 100 points scored in the USC Ohio State game, though.
It would be an incredible watch for football fans everywhere.
Yeah, especially because those are like your Heisman candidates. That I would assume it's a 2-man race at this point. And that'd be sick, especially once Stroud beats him out for it. That'd be sick to see Caleb Williams just shit down his throat.
God. I love Caleb Williams. I love that kid a lot. I want him to wear a Lions jersey next year.
Yeah, he's good.
We might have to wait and grab him next year instead of grabbing a quarterback this year. World Cup, quickly. We were getting into a lot of World Cup stuff before this started. Jack's never seen the World Cup before, it sounded like, when you were talking about it.
I mean, Jack's just like, I don't want to.
What does that mean?
We're asking all kinds of questions.
He's like,
I'm sorry. I don't watch a whole lot of soccer, and I've been asking a lot of questions at the office too, because they all are very informed. Yeah, this is America.
We're not. I don't think we're informed, but we know. We just understand how the game works. I don't know any of the players, but I understand the hype and how the game works.
I understand the hype, but
the hype's awesome.
You could convince offsides to me 1,000 times and I won't understand it.
You don't get that one? It's a very weird rule.
So the offsides line is the deepest defensive player. There's no actual line.
Yep, see, it still doesn't make sense.
It's imaginary.
Where's the blue line? Show me that, and then I'll understand it.
It'd be sick if they had that. They don't.
Well, I remember at one point, I was watching a soccer game probably like fucking 7 years ago, and the TV, they had a yellow line that moved with the offsides line, so you were like, oh, because like as the defenders would go, they it would move with it. I was like, that's fucking
watch that line. Did he drag a toe?
Yeah, exactly. That shit was fucking clutch. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that is sick. They should do that just in the United States, so like all of us casuals can be like,
all of us jerk offs. I think that the play might be for this group play going forward for the next whatever it is week that there's group play. Mm-hmm. Just take all the underdogs for like $10. Not even like $2, dude. If you would have taken
draws,
draws are not as. I'm talking. You take fucking
Saudi.
You take
like they were plus 2,100.
Yeah, or like fucking Qatar or some shit. Like, dude, you put $1 down to win $250. Like, why the fuck not?
Yeah. I agree. Mike's Gambling Corner. Sprinkle the underdogs. Sprinkle the Senegals. Sprinkle the Ghanas.
Exactly. Dude, even like fucking the U.S. game where it's like, granted, they drew or drawed or, whatever. But,
pants situation.
Why not? Yeah, I don't know. I think, and fucking take the first half under 1.5 right now. That's all I'm saying. It's like half. It's like fucking 50-50 right now. But it's always plus odds. So it's like if you bet them all, you're up money.
You're up. Yeah, that is nice. Look at that. Yeah. Mike's Gambling Corner is back.
I mean, come on, dude.
He's hitting right now. The kid's hitting.
I'm on it right now. But
you are on it.
Not that he'll ever see this or anybody, but shout out to fucking Stephen Shea, bro. Stephen Shea, bro. This dude is on fucking fire with his NBA player props right now. And
I saw that. I saw a tweet like randomly filtered into my Twitter. I was like, why is Stephen Shea popping off on the NBA?
I literally downloaded Twitter this week so I can follow his fucking gambling page, literally.
Welcome.
Dude, he's on fire, and I'm riding today. So fucking you take Anthony Davis over 11.5 boards tonight. Trusted data. Fucking shout out Steve fucking Shea.
Okay.
But yeah.
Shout out
but also
Shea.
I've been really good at fucking NFL lately. Just taking fucking solo picks. But yeah, I'm out here. Slowly
Maybe we'll get Stephen Shea on the podcast to come in and do a little gambling corner with us. I'm sure he'd love that.
That would be hilarious. That guy's so awkward sometimes.
He is. He's the goofiest dude you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Anything else World Cup?
Excuse me.
Jack, offsides?
Yeah, offsides, first of all. And then also, I feel like there's not a whole lot to say yet. After the rest of this week takes place and early next week, there'll be a little bit more to discuss, I think. But for now, we can do is watch these damn games. It's all going to unfold in front of us.
Let's learn. Yeah. Let's learn about the Mbappes of the world. Let's learn who's good on the Dutch.
But also, just seeing Argentina lose is huge. That's insane.
This league, man.
I mean, so...
Hey, wrap it up. USA, England predictions.
Oh, we're getting
Jack, we'll start with you.
Okay.
I gotta take the stars and stripes to the grave, baby. I think that's mandatory.
That's a Patriot right there.
Yeah.
Fucking Bud Light and USA soccer.
We're the oldest and greatest country on the planet.
Yep.
They're gonna get fucking pummeled. Take fucking the UK -1.5. 2 goals. At least.
-1.5. We're getting pumped.
Mike takes England and Russia and China. He wants all three of them.
They don't let the Russians in, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're not allowed.
You'd have voted for them.
You think this is a France-Australia situation where it's like a 4-1, thanks for coming, it was cute that you guys were invited?
Yeah. I don't even think that the UK is all that great. But I mean, they're good. But like, I think the U.S.
hate us too,
I just think the U.S. is just not good at soccer, and we got to just figure that out.
They're still hung up on 1776. That's a big chip on your shoulder. It's a 300-year-old chip.
Yeah. I don't think that'll ever expire, though. Like, even if we lose this game by 1,000 points, we'll be like, remember that whole Constitution thing? Fuck you guys. You know?
They're pissed.
Yeah.
And
they're pissed.
That's like the one South Park.
Yeah.
Where there's the snook. Like, America's oldest enemy. And the Russians?
Like,
before that.
Germany?
The Germans again.
I saw one dude say that the guys on Wales, their teeth were throwing up gang signs.
Oh, my God. That's so fucked up.
To the Welsh. Yeah, that's a brutal tie. We can't have that.
No.
We can't. We got to beat the fuck out of Iran, and then we got to tie England just to even get out of this thing. I'm pretty
sure. That's what I was going to say. Well, no. It depends on what the Netherlands, what they do, what Wales does to
Iran.
Yeah. Well, and also when it comes to the ties in the
goal differential
round play that we're in, it goes to goal differential.
That's what I'm saying. We need to beat the fuck out of Iran, like we are actually pissed at them.
And just fucking not get shit pumped by England. If you lose by 1, that's one thing. If you can beat the fuck out of Iran,
right.
But then if Wales goes and shit pumps fucking Iran too, then it comes down to what they do against England. So we'll see.
It'll happen. It'll be exciting to watch. Like Bob said, the last World Cup happened when I was 12 years old, so I wasn't really watching.
4 years ago.
Oh, I thought it was 8.
No, it was 8 since America's
France. Yeah, we weren't invited to the last one because we stank.
Well, then I definitely wasn't watching.
France
They didn't renew our subscription to the last World Cup, unfortunately.
That's fair.
But now we're back.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
we got everything.
I think that's all of it, Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Thanksgiving, baby.
Everybody have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Go USA. Go Blue. Go Lions.
Yeah. And somewhere in between the football and the food, try to squeeze in the Fair Enough Pod for all your fucking entertainment needs.
Yeah, tell your family. Your family's probably like, man, I'm looking for something to listen to in
throw it
the
on
New Year.
The big screen, dude.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. What's that gonna hurt? Listen to our Fuck, Marry, Kills. Like, you're not gonna believe what these guys are saying. Okay, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Like I said, hopefully your favorite sports team gets a win and you eat a wet turkey, not a dry one. Go support the GBC. Go fucking support it. Okay? Don't eat any cranberry sauce. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Love ya.
Deuces.